Hi guys, you want to learn how to do this look today? Stay tuned. Alright guys, let's get started. So I threw my hair up in a little messy bun. To start with, I'm going to prep my skin, and I use sort of an unconventional way of prepping my skin for makeup. I actually use night products. So the first thing I'm going to use is this guy here, which is Advanced Night Repair by Estee Lauder. This is sort of my #1 thing I tell everyone to use, especially after bariatric surgery. It loses a lot of elasticity, so I just find that this serum has really helped my skin to bounce back and just really feel good. The second thing I'm going to use is not a night item, but it's the Guerlain Super Aqua Eye Serum. You can use any eye serum you want. I just like this one because it's really hydrating. It's actually at the very end of its lifespan here. It's just really hydrating. My under eyes get really dry as I get older, so I'm pretty sure that's pretty common, not just because I had weight loss surgery, but just in life in general for women. I just really like a nice hydrating eye serum. At night I do use a lifting and anti-aging eye cream. So in the days I usually transfer in between the Advanced Night Repair Eye and that super hydrating one. The next thing I'm going to use right now is the Clinique Moisture Surge Overnight Mask. So this isn't technically a moisturizer, it's technically a mask, but it gives my skin such a nice, like, radiant feel to it, and it's not heavy at all like most night masks are. So I just really feel like it just allows my skin to really breathe, and it also feels like it creates a bit of a barrier layer between my makeup and my skincare. I'm sorry, my makeup and my skin, and that's kind of a really nice feeling. I want to say excuse my eyelashes. I am going for an eyelash fill this week. I've sort of had a crazy week due to like rain and my hair being crazy, and so I'm having to take a bunch of showers to wash it and kind of deal with it. My eyelashes have taken a bit of a beating, so I'm actually going to put on falsies today, which I normally don't because I do have lash extensions. So hopefully the next time you guys see me, my lashes will look banging like usual. So that's my basic skincare. You can see my skin is a little bit tacky, which I like for my makeup application. It's really hydrated and smooth and soft, and that's sort of how I like to start. So for primer today, I'm going to use the MAC Natural Radiance. It's a primer. It's sort of old school. I'm going to use the yellow one. It's been around for a really long time. I use a really small amount of it, like half a pump, to get my skin kind of really primed and going well. But I only put it kind of in the zones where I need a little bit of tightening or I need my makeup to go on a little bit smoother, and that's generally in my T-zone. Sorry, I have a little paper cut on my finger here, so I'm trying to be really careful not to get anything in it. As I was opening this new backdrop today, I got a little excited and sliced my finger with the scissors, so good job me. So I'm also going to be filming some videos today about bras and also what to do, like after weight loss surgery, lose our boobs. It's just fact of life, and sometimes we have enough boobs to cover it, it's not a big deal, or sometimes we're left with absolutely nothing. So I'm going to give some tips and tricks on that, and then I'm also going to do a video about post-op drinking. I've had some really scary stuff happen to me, and I'm 10 years out, so I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how that feels, some tips and tricks on what to do, what to drink, how to kind of navigate this landscape post-op drinking. So anyway, let's get on to it. For my foundation, this is my favorite of all time, and you can see it is empty. It's the Naked Skin liquid foundation. The reason why I love this foundation is because I am 36, about to be 37, and it doesn't sit in any of the fine lines under my eyes or any of my wrinkles. It lasts all day. It makes my skin look really glowy and radiant. Like, people literally stop me and, you know, your skin looks so good, what do you use? And it's a combination of good skincare, absolutely, but this foundation is fantastic. I will layer it with Estee Lauder Double Wear if I'm going out somewhere I need to be really like flawless for a long time, like if I'm going to work, I'll do that. But for the most part, that stuff is amazing. You should try it. So instead, I'm gonna try out the Senegence foundation. So this is called Make Sense by Senegence. The color is Dewy, so it's sort of like a light neutral tone. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't tried this much. I've tried it a couple of times, so it's gonna be sort of a learning curve for both of us. So I did one pump in my hand, and I'm a fingertip applicator makeup person. That's how I've always put on my makeup. That's sort of how I was trained. You can do it with a beauty blender. I will go over with a beauty blender later. So far, first thoughts are It's a little bit weird. It does have some coverage, but not as much as I would normally like. Definitely not like my Radiant Skin, but it feels quite nice. It's very like slick and smooth. So I do have my beauty blender right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead. It's crazy, I've been watching a lot of makeup tutorials lately, just trying to get some ideas for the channel, some ideas for myself, because I get into those ruts where I do the same thing every day. A lot of the foundations that a lot of these beauty gurus use just don't work on my skin anymore. I mean, I'm not 20 or 25, and so it just doesn't work like that crazy, like completely changes your skin color foundation. It just doesn't work for me anymore. So I'm trying out some new items. So far this is okay. It gives me a little bit of coverage, a little bit of like redness reduction and evening my skin tone. It doesn't take away my birthmark here that only comes out when I'm a little bit hot, which I'm a little bit hot all the time. So excuse that, that's not part of it. So the next thing I'm gonna use is also by Senegence, and it's the Color Corrector Concealer. This is the light. These come in such tiny little things, and I was just like, how is this gonna work? But you really only need a really tiny amount of it. I am on the fence with this concealer, to be honest with you. I like a really full coverage concealer for my under eye. I usually use the Naked Skin as well, or the Tarte Shape Tape, but both of those are empty. And because of my leg injury, I haven't ventured out to replace them. So I'm just sort of using up the stuff that I have on stock. It does give a lot more coverage. So if you need coverage in more areas and you want to use Senegence, this would cover up, like, see on my nose I have a little bit of extra pigmentation, a little redness, and in those kind of areas. Take my trusty old beauty blender. I actually lost my other one, so this is the semi-new one I've only used twice. That's why it's so pink. Skin is basically done. I am gonna go ahead with the, this is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for under eye. And I use this kind of old beauty blender I have that's really like beat up and destroyed. And I use it dry, just to kind of bake my under eye a little bit. Because I am getting older, I do need all the help I can get in the under eye department. And this really does help the brightening, as well as making the concealer and foundation last longer in my under eye. A lot of people do the baking all through the cheeks and that kind of thing. Like I said, when I was younger, sure, absolutely, it looked awesome. Now that I am in my late 30s, it does not look awesome anymore, so I just go ahead and leave that out. I also don't leave it on for that long. I'm just gonna take my clean fan brush, which we're gonna use later for highlighting, just kind of clean out from underneath. Next up is eyebrows. I can't do my face without eyebrows. A lot of people do their eyebrows first and then their foundation. I just feel like I like my foundation to be clean, completely seamless through here. Either I'm doing it wrong or whatever, but I can't get my foundation to look seamless if I do it after my brows, so I do my brows second. So I always go ahead and brush through. And then I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills angle brush. This is the number 12. It used to have a spoolie. This brush is old, so it doesn't anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the Guerlain eyebrow kit. I mix the top two shades together to create my brows. I do like very dark and kind of dramatic brows. If you don't like something like that, you can use the third shade, which is a blonde shade, and it's a little bit lighter. So as usual, if you've been around for a while, I do start my brows a little bit far out, which I like, a big, bold brow. And then I just do really short kind of hair-like strokes to really give my brows the definition. Because I like those sculpted look, that's why I do it like that. When I do the tail, I like to look in a faraway mirror, and when I do the up close and personal, I like to look in the... And then what I end up doing in the front is just brushing through the product a little bit, because they do kind of get a little drag queen-like quickly. So the second thing that I do right after my brows is sort of a highlight and contour. So I'm gonna use MAC Mineralized Concealer. It's pretty old school, but I really like this applicator. I try not to get it too close up into where I already put the Secret Brightening Powder. This was really easy. You could use kind of any like pen form. I really like the Maybelline Age Rewind as well, but again, it has run out since I have been home with this injury, and so I'm just using the stuff I have on hand. Next up, I'm trying out another thing by Senegence. These are the Blush Scents. This one is bronze. I'm gonna use it to contour, so I'm just gonna put a tiny bit, these come out really fast, so be careful, a tiny bit on my hand, and I'm gonna take this MAC 30 brush. It's like a nice little stippling brush just to do my contour. And so for blush, I'm gonna go ahead and use my ultimate favorite, which is by MAC. It is called Modern Mandarin. A lot of people get really scared because it is very, very orange, but it is not actually orange. I'm gonna show you when I apply it to my cheeks. It's a beautiful peach. This color is really complimentary on basically any skin tone. I'm applying it a little bit heavy-handed right now, which you don't need to, but I am gonna go over it with my beauty blender a little bit to tone it down. So from there, I really take the same brush, and I'm not kidding guys, like I do this all the time and it's crazy because I wear lash extensions, and I'm gonna apply some false lashes here in a second. I don't wear a lot of eye makeup anymore. I used to do these crazy cut creases and glitter, halo eyes. I loved a smoky eye, and I always had wing liner. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, I just feel like I have long full lashes now. I don't really need all that extra. Plus, I really love wearing a lot of lipstick and a lot of bright colors, and especially with bold brows, I just feel like that much eyeshadow is just, it's too much. So I just take the same brush that I did my blush with, or if I did it with my bronzer, and I just put that kind of in the crease. You can tell I don't do it kind of any specific way, because like look at how big this brush is. It's the same size as my eye, but it just gives a little bit of dimension to the eye, gives you a little bit pulled together, but it's nothing crazy. So it's also really, really easy. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighter. Yes, I am 36 and I love highlighter. I love everything kind of glittery, and highlighter really just gives that skin that kind of extra oomph of glow. I'm using MAC Whisper of Guilt. This is from the Christmas palette from last year. You can still buy this product, not this Christmas palette, but you can buy the Whisper of Guilt kind of anywhere. My other favorite is Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess is really, really nice. There are a million friggin' highlighters out there, so just find one you like that works in your budget, get that, play around with it. I have probably 50 different colors. I have purples and pinks and iridescents. This one is a little bit, it's like a warm champagne, which is why I like it. Onto the false lashes. Okay, so false lashes. These are called Amor Us. Let me see if I can get that in the camera. Yep, Amor Us eyelashes. These are in black. The item number is Wispy. I buy these on Amazon for probably $5 for 10 pairs. They're very, very inexpensive. The reason why I like these is because if for some reason they get destroyed, or I get home and wash my face and forget I have these on, because I do wear lash extensions and they get wet and wrecked, I don't really care because I only spent about 50 cents on them. But they're really, really good quality lashes. Like I can wear the same pair for 3 or 4 days in a row if I keep them safe. I actually wore this specific pair yesterday, which is why they're trimmed. I do recommend trimming to fit your eye and then seeing what works from there. It's just a regular lash. I'm not gonna go ahead with any eyeliner. If you are new to this, I would smudge some eyeliner in there. That way, if the lash isn't on perfectly, you won't be able to see the lash band. Because I'm sort of an old hat at lashes, I'm not gonna do that. This is so new to me. I've always used Duo. I just find Duo is too gunky and it really gums up my lashes, whereas this doesn't. And this is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. It has aloe in it. I don't know if it helps or not, but I find that these don't pull out my natural lashes or my lash extensions when I take these off. So it's really, really good. So you just coat it on there like so, like that much. And you can see where it goes because it has sort of a blue tint to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some eyelash applicator. All right, so I'm gonna do this in the mirror, but you wanna let this dry for a good 30 seconds before you go ahead and put it on. This glue is pretty good, so it dries fairly quickly. I found with the Duo I had to wait like a minute or so before I could actually put them on, and that was just taking way too long. So I always start at the corner, outer corner of my eye and stick it on, and then go ahead in the inner corner and pull it over. And then, so it's basically on, but I do go in and sort of sandwich my lashes, and in this case my lash extensions, which don't tell my lash technician I'm doing this because she will have a heart attack. Des, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, it's for videos. And then I just wiggle the lash down into my lash line. See? Easy peasy. If I had liner on, you wouldn't even be able to see that lash line. Once this glue dries, you won't be able to see it at all still. So it's very, very easy. That took like 30 seconds, right? If you're first learning, get a pair of these. They're fairly blunt, so it's not gonna hurt your eye. I'm gonna put a link down below to my favorite pair, and you can pick those up on Amazon for I think $7.99, and they are awesome. All right, and there you have it. So now there are wispy lashes on. They filled in where I need my fill this week, and they don't look too drag queen, especially because I don't have any eyeliner on. So it's very, very easy. So next up is lipstick, and you know I'm gonna use Lipsense. I love Lipsense. I don't care what anybody says about it. I don't care that it's sold out of somebody's house, whatever. It's just lipstick, and it's lipstick that lasts all day. Like I could film 6 videos back to back, go to physical therapy later, be around the house all day, kiss my boyfriend, kiss my son, make dinner, drink some coffee, eat all of my meals today, drink my protein shakes, and it doesn't come off. So say what you will, that is a lipstick. Today I'm using the color First Love. It's just kind of a nice nude. I'm just feeling a little bit like a nude color today, so. And there you have it, a finished face. I will probably give it a spritz of setting spray or some hydrating mist just to kind of lock everything into place. But this was an easy look to create. It took us a little bit longer because I was talking the whole time, but this will take you from day to night. All right guys, thanks for watching.